This is the Night Owls Disc Golf Podcast. I'm Shane.
And I'm JP.
And we are here. So we're doing an episode, so keep it subpar, peace. I'm just kidding. So, door_disc_golf, night_owl_pod, and then doordisc.com, where you can get all your disc golf needs. That's my pitch.
Excellent. That's a good pitch. Good?
Yeah. I should do it in like an announcer voice.
We got to get Mr. Movie Phone to do it.
We could, yeah. Oh, man, that guy was awesome. There's no more Movie Phone, is there?
No, not really. Not with the internet.
That's weak sauce.
Yeah.
And by the way, how do you get that job, by the way?
Oh.
Like I feel that
voiceover work. Someone just found him.
Like Mike Rowe.
Do you remember the guy was like an internet sensation for a little bit? He was homeless, and some guy found him on the side of the road, and he had like the real like radio...
Oh, no.
Voice? No, I think he was, I want to say he lived down in Florida. Okay. But this guy like pulled up and he was trying to like wash his windows, and he was like talking to him, and he's like, what the heck? And he ended up getting like some voiceover gigs after the video went viral.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. It's like the McDonald's rapper, the guy that rapped the McDonald's menu.
Oh, yeah.
That guy too went nuts for a long time. And I think, unfortunately, like he ended up like overdosing and dying with all the money he had or something like that.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, it is sad.
Or what about the pizza box folder? Did you ever see the video of the guy folding Domino's pizza boxes? He's whipping them in like however many boxes he can make in a minute or
yeah. And he just went viral.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the guy that got fired for that too? Because he got fired because he wasn't supposed to be recording while he was working or something like that. I think so.
Oh, that's sad.
I think so. I think he got canned for it. So anyways, let's talk about some disc golf. How about that? Or at least we'll talk about disc golf related and adjacent stuff. So one thing is, thank you very much. We are at 1,000 subscribers. We're actually a little over. We're about like 1,007.
On DoorDisc?
On DoorDisc.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So we're getting there, man. We're like, phew.
Cool.
I feel so popular.
Yeah.
I feel like the popular girl.
Wasn't there a giveaway for 1,000?
There is. Yep. And I'm going to pick it. I don't know who or what I'm going to pick yet. And I was going to do some discs, but it took us a really long time. And those discs, I don't have the full sets anymore. So.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I'll figure it out. We got some discs now, but
there's a lot
I'll
more
throw
discs.
together a nice mystery box and then pick a subscriber, reach out to them, and there you go. So tell your friends. They still got a chance. I'm going to probably do it by next week, and then I'll reach out on the podcast, and I'll do it on the thing as well. So
cool.
On the thing. Instagram, those things.
The
Instagram thing, yep.
Social media.
So, all right, JP. Oh, I want to talk about Vegas, too.
Okay.
So Vegas table. The Night Owls Disc Golf Podcast and Door Disc Golf is going to have a table, a 10 by 10 area inside the main tent at Vegas.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So we paid for the sponsorship. We sponsor every year.
Yeah.
And we go out there and play. And Ben Korowski, who you will meet next week, officially as a part of this podcast, is going to come out. So I'm going to fly him out there. He's going to stay. He's going to man the table. We're going to do some merch and things like that.
Nice.
We won't have any discs there because it is only Innova that you can sell there.
Really?
Except for on Saturday. And then you can sell everything.
Oh,
but we figured we'll just do more promotional, like get to know you.
Yeah.
We'll sit at the table for a little bit. Or I'll sit at the table for a little bit. Ben will sit there too. And then I'll play my rounds and then come back and sit at the table.
Nice.
Just like I said, community building.
This is something to bring up. Are they doing the big convention the weekend before? Do you remember that?
They
Infinite Discs was going to do a big convention, and then, or COVID hit, whenever that was. And then, it was like, oh, there's going to be tournaments, there's going to be pro panels, all this stuff.
Yeah. They did Discon, and that was canceled and never brought back.
Yeah.
Next, this year, they're doing the Disc Golf Pro Tour Conference, and that is geared to more professional. So they're doing actually pro panels and how to operate a disc golf business, best practices for Shopify. They're doing a lot of cool stuff. I really wanted to get out there, and I had a couple offers to go out there, and they made it that's a hefty price, about $500 to get out there and attend it. But it's more of what I thought would have been a great disc golf conference because you're learning about the industry. But it's more geared to the professional side of things. Okay. And not professional player, professional as in retailers and things like that. And sponsorships, blah, blah, blah. So I'm excited about it. I think it'll turn out really well. I'm gonna plan for next year, but it's right after the Pro Tour, whatever they do in the beginning of the year.
The All-Star event?
The All-Star event. Mm-hmm. So it's right after that. Okay. So it's in Arizona. So I think it would have been great to be at Vegas because that's kind of the kickoff of the tour and all that stuff. But I get it. It's a lot easier, a lot cheaper probably to hold it where they were.
I would think so. I would think Vegas has a lot of stuff going on around that time as well where
they
you
always
just can't.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that like there was a big like technology convention.
Yeah, CES is going on right now.
Yeah. So there you go. So Vegas will be there. So reach out. We can meet you there. Ben will be at the table, manning the table basically the entire time. I mean, it'll be reasonable. We're not going to put him there all day. But I know he's going to enjoy it and get some food. And I think with our passes, he might be able to play the first couple days. But then after that, they get really strict.
Sure.
So with that being said, how do you feel about media rights?
Is this coming up because of what happened in the past at Vegas?
And present.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, obviously, companies have deals with where they can stream or whoever gives who the most money will end up with the rights to the media. Like that's how most professional organizations go.
Yeah.
You know, they're always looking for the best TV rights to get the most exposure, the best money, all that. With the Innova deal with their media rights at Vegas and them limiting, filming practice rounds and everything, and their ability to just be able to take that content and not give credit to kind of take it as their own without paying or whatever. But
you actually have to pay them.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah, I know. That's the crazy thing is like you have to pay that. Even at when I went to DDO years ago, to film during the pro rounds, you had to get a media pass or and it was a lot. It's like $5,000 for the weekend. And I was like, whoa, what if I just want to take some pictures?
Right.
It's crazy.
So that's not a Disc Golf Pro Tour thing. I think it might be event thing because Disc Golf Pro Tour, they don't care. Well, from what I understand, they don't care.
Well, I think to be on the course filming, if you're a bystander, but if you want to get, say you're like a GK Pro or someone like that, then you have to pay into
You want to get in front of the rope.
Right, yeah.
And I get that. I mean, if you're going to have that special access to the players and be there, I mean, I think you should pay for it because at that point you're taking a whole nother stance and you should have some responsibility and reasonability behind what you're doing. So that money is going to bring a little bit of, it's like you give kids stuff, they don't care about it. As soon as they buy something, they really care about it.
Yeah.
It's kind of that same mentality. But LVC is much different. So I just said, hey, I want to set it up and what should we name your booth? And I said, well, Door Disc Golf and then the Night Owls Disc Golf podcast. And I was like, we're just going to dump everything. And well, you're not doing any podcasts, right? Because if you were, you have to buy the media pass and we have, you have to give us access to the audio and all that stuff. And I was like, well, no, I'm not going to do a podcast on site.
Yeah.
It's just more of a, why can't I just said it. Just like reaching out, like exposure. That's all we're going to do. He said, okay, no problem. And it just made me think why would they not want that exposure?
Right.
Well, of course, our listenership is not as high as some podcasts and for that matter, I mean, it's really a drop in the bucket, but why would you not want the exposure?
I don't know.
And so the same thing is with phones. So shooting vlogs, doing things like that on site is not allowed unless you have the media pass. So if you're doing a practice round and you post it on Instagram and tag LVC in it, you're in trouble.
I remember
Brody and
Macbeth were up in arms kind of about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make sense because the whole idea of disc golf, now maybe it does make sense. Maybe I'm just a little behind, but the whole idea is exposure, right?
Yeah. But practice rounds is one thing. Like if you're shooting during the actual event, I get that. But practice rounds, that's your own time. Like,
right.
I don't know.
Right. I mean, you paid for that time. Like that's the whole point of it. Like, why would they care if you're shooting? And why is it now? I know Jomez and GK and all those things, Ace Run, like they pay the media passes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But man, it's just strange to me with media rights and disc golf. We have such a protectionist personality or protectionist mindset with a lot of things with some things in disc golf. And I think the things that we have the protectionist mindset about are the things that make the difference. You know, like the exposure, getting it out there. Like, how do things go viral? Because they're in your face all the time.
Yeah.
You know, so why don't we take that approach with media?
I don't know.
And why don't people see that? Because are they really making that much money or losing that much money because Brody Smith goes out there and makes a YouTube video?
Right. A 30-second YouTube, or, however long it is.
Yeah, like, exactly.
It's really not that much.
No. But instead, they get the bad press of Brody trashing them on Twitter and, like, so.
I don't know. That's just dumb to me.
I agree. I'm sure behind the scenes, once again, there are smarter people than I that know what they're doing, but I can't come to fathom the reasoning. That was weird.
Yeah, that was weird. Sorry.
Fathom the reasoning behind why they think it's appropriate. Wow.
I don't know.
That's just me.
And imagine taking the time to go track the person down, like, hey, you didn't pay for this. How dare you throw a 30-second video up on Twitter or YouTube or wherever the heck it's going to land? Like, we have the right to that.
Yeah. Well, and then
you don't have the right to my phone.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. That's your personal stuff. What you do with it is what you do with it if you take it in. Vegas is, from what I understand, is a state just like Wisconsin where you don't have to have consent to record. You don't have to have consent. And you can post it anywhere you want. You can do anything you want if it's on your device. Yeah. Now, if you take it from somebody's device, that's a whole different story. But I think Nevada has the same rule. You can record anything and anybody you want to record unless otherwise stated by that business. So that's kind of where it falls into that.
That's tough because, like, Innova rents out the courses and then all of a sudden you're playing into their hands of what you're allowed to do since they paid for the course, but the pros are still paying Innova or, paying the tournament fee, which Innova's running. So,
well, and it's a fantastic tournament. This is my 7th, 8th, somewhere in there, in that range. This will be one of those. And I love it. I mean, I love that tournament. I think it's a great tournament. I like the courses. I think they challenge, so Innova does a very good job. Jeff Jacqua and his crew and whoever's manning it now, I believe it's his wife that's running it now. They do a fantastic job because, I can't really knock it too hard, but it's just, that portion doesn't sit right with me for some reason. And sadly, it looks bad on Innova, and it kind of compounds with a lot of the stuff we always talk about Innova. Yeah. It seems to compound to me, like there's this, and then there's the USDGC stuff, and then there's the player stuff, and then there's the way they treat, like, they had us on hold for a year before we could get discs when we already had an account. It's weird. So a lot of those things just kind of pile up. And like Factory Store, like I can't get any of the stuff through Factory Store. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, I can't get any of the Halo, any of the tournament stamps, nothing like that. I have to buy it at the same price everybody else. So I just don't buy it now, through the stuff. So I don't know. That's enough.
They just want to play elitist title of being able to hold everything above people's heads, kind of, is what it seems like. Yeah, probably. I joke around about Prodigy. I think if I were to pick my least favorite company, it would probably be Innova. To deal with, yeah. I mean, I think their plastic is fantastic. Like, all the good stuff in disc golf. They're pioneers, blah, 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 on and on and on. But they're hard to do business with. Yeah. And they kind of have their way. They're the big dog. They can make the decisions. And good for them. Good for them. So, all right. Well, anything else on that? No. All right. We're done being ho-hums. Yeah. Maybe. We'll find out. All right. Thrower, hanger, flipper, what'd you buy? I did buy some stuff this week. Did too. Oh, let's hear it. Well, we'll get to it. I bought a bunch of Doombird 4s.
Did you? You actually got a hold of them?
Oh, they were easy to get a hold of.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, I was on the site for like a minute and got them.
I was going to say, because they sold out in like 6 minutes.
Okay, so what I'd heard is that how did it go? Someone was telling me they went on sale real early in Europe. Like the European store went on sale really early, and then the U.S. sale went on at the normal 10 o'clock Central Time for us. And I did get on, and I purchased some of the lower weight ones. Mm-hmm. And I had to wait in line for a little bit. Like checking out was a little iffy. Like the site didn't crash, but it was like, okay, like I got them, and then
taking a while.
Yeah. So everything went through. But apparently in Europe, I think, how did it go? The lower weight ones sold out really quickly, and then the max weight ones were still on the site, because like I went on the Europe site and looked. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't buy them there, and then bought them at the U.S. and the max weight sold out really fast in the U.S., but the lower weight ones were still available. Apparently, is from what I heard on the Discmania fan page. And then yesterday, they also had another re-release for a very short window. It's like someone was like, "Hey, DB4s are back up, for a short period of time," and now everything is wiped off the
site.
The site, all Simon stuff.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, but yeah. So I bought 4. I wanted to get them too, because Simon's favorite. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I got a couple.
That's good. That's good.
And then did I buy anything else? No, that's it. That's all I bought.
All right. So I bought 3 Supreme Judges.
Oh,
that's it. Because I wanted to have all 5 to putt with, and I'd only had 2 of the Supremes. And I could have grabbed one of the 50 other Judges I have sitting down there.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I went and just bought 3 more from the shop. So
hey, I mean, you want to have that consistency. Did you bring them to putting league?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We brought them to putting league, and putting league went pretty well at Badger State Brewing. So it's like right down the street from Lambeau, for anybody that doesn't know, from the Green Bay Stadium. But it was awesome. So we had about 35 people show up. I'm sure next week it'll be bigger, and Ben did a great job with it. And the one thing that I have to say, I'm not going to talk about where I finished or anything like that. What I'm going to talk about is that Ben looked over at me while we were in line to get into the stations, and he goes, "Hey, switch putters with me and do this round with my putters."
Okay.
Sounds good. He has like 2 penny putts, 2, I don't know, AVR. I don't know what they were. 2 AVRs, and then like a butter.
Okay.
So he had 3 different molds. Yeah. Like 4 different types of plastic or whatever. I'm like, whatever. So I grab them and do it. And I gave him the Supreme Judges. And I was on station 5, which is the marksman basket, 33 feet away.
Okay.
And I proceed to drain every single one of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The only perfect station from 5 that I had out of the 3 rounds.
Oh, wow.
And somehow everybody in the place
like stopped and looked,
was watching.
Oh, dang.
So then when I hit the 5th one, like everybody just kind of went nuts.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Is it set up kind of like how we had it, where like all the baskets are in a row, or is it different places throughout the
just
place?
All the baskets are in a row. I don't know what he's planning them for next week, but I told him I can bring another basket, because if we had like each basket was a station, I think it would help, because what we ended up happening, because there were like a black hole and a black hole light, and then a marksman and a marksman light. Okay. So everybody was going after the marksman because it catches a bit better than the marksman light.
Yeah.
So, you would end up with backups. Mm-hmm. So I think this is just my opinion. What Ben does, I think it worked fantastic. He doesn't have to change a thing, but I was thinking, if you just add one more large basket, and there's a station 1, station 2, station 3, and everybody has to putt on each station. Mm-hmm. Then there's no, you're not clogging it up. You're not waiting for the best basket. You're doing those things. So everybody putts on the same thing. So the scores are all even. But I thought it was good. I mean, outside, I don't have any complaints whatsoever. I thought it was fantastic. The venue's beautiful. There's a huge space. I mean, it's cool. It's really awesome. So, but every Monday night, 6 o'clock, Badger State Brewing. So if you want to come out. So I bought those. All right, so we'll get into preview. We're going to talk Millennium. We're going to talk MVP. We're going to talk Crush Boys. We're also going to talk Simon.
That's kind of big.
It is. Maybe. Yeah, so I can say Simon's name now that he's officially out.
Yeah.
So that is the first portion of my insider. So I'm assuming that within either the 12th or the 15th, we're going to find out the second portion of it. And then we're going to do player speculation. So we're not going to go through the whole list like we had been in the past because it's starting to get really long. We're just going to go over new stuff that happened. And then we'll go around your question and then shop updates. And we'll get into it. All right, Millennium Disc. So we'll start with MVP. MVP Disc started, shared earlier today and it was just a black screen that had 1/12/23. So the date. So tomorrow. And so everybody's speculating they're going to announce the player. Millennium then proceeds to do the same thing 1/15/23.
Yeah.
So they're going to announce someone on the 15th. And
or is this disc golf. This is just a troll.
Exactly. I think it might be a troll move.
That's kind of what I thought.
I will be posting it, so you'll hear it, and I have posted it, but I already have it made up. Tomorrow, I'm going to post 1/14/23 just on my site. I don't know, for no reason. And then people, I'm sure, are just going to be idiots about it.
Sure.
So I'll put it up on Instagram and Facebook and just see where it goes.
Yeah.
Just to troll. So with that, Millennium, let's talk about Millennium first, because I think MVP is low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
What's a Millennium? Are they like, hey, we bought our own machine, screw you, Innova, or is it a player announcement?
I don't know. That's a really good question. I highly doubt it would be one of the situations of them buying a machine.
Because
I really...
Who's on their team?
I mean, I don't know team-wise. I know people who throw it, like Philo has a disc with them. Obviously, Calvin has the Draco. Barsby throws the Scorpius. Mm-hmm. Those are really the... Oh, and I think... Oh, no, I was thinking Garrett Girthy, but I think he's with Heiser.
Emperor. No, he had an Emperor.
Well, and that's Infinite. Yeah. So I really don't know team-wise who's on... If Millennium really has a team or if they just have people from Innova throwing their plastic.
Right. Yeah. So that I don't know of anybody. I can't name a single person. I've known someone that threw. I can vaguely think of seeing it on the back of someone's shirt. Like kind of a lesser known.
Well, I thought Barsby had it on the back of his shirt for a little bit, but I don't know.
He might be primarily. No, he's not. So I don't know. So Millennium is. So for those of you who know, Millennium is a molded by Innova manufacturer. Similar to what Discmania used to be, similar to
Heiser Bomb.
Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 that are molded by them. So
Infinite obviously is molded by them.
So my speculation, one of two things. We keep hearing about this big deal with Simon.
Yeah.
And we keep hearing rumblings of ownership stake in stuff. Maybe he owns Millennium now. That's the big announcement for the 15th.
That'd be crazy. Because I find it hard. Someone else kind of brought this up, but I find it hard to believe that a company... Sorry, I'm feeling kind of stuffed up now that you're... A company that he wasn't a part of in the beginning would just be willing to hand over ownership. That's a really hard concept to wrap my head around.
Like, you think so? Well, I don't think it's just handing it over. I don't think they're like, surprise, here's a company.
Well, no, but like, obviously, he'd have to. I don't know. It's an interesting thing to think about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I talk about it, that's just speculation, of course. So, because if all of everything is proper, I know where he's going.
Yeah.
But that would be cool.
That would be
something
cool.
That would be like, that's awesome.
Or at least not handed ownership, but have the opportunity to buy into the company that way. Mm-hmm. I think that's...
I think so. Or given a certain level of ownership through his stake or through his
sales.
Yeah, or I'm thinking even just giving him ownership as per his contract, and the longer he stays, the more ownership he builds. Like, wouldn't that be a cool contract? Like,
that would be pretty cool.
You're going to get 2% right away, and then every year after that, you're going to get another 2%, and then by the end of 10 years, you're going to get majority share.
Wow, that would be insane. I don't see anybody giving up their company for a player.
No, probably not.
No, but it's a cool idea.
Yeah, it would be a cool idea.
And then you're like, psych, I'm buying you out.
Yeah, exactly. Just kidding. So, all right. And then the second one, MVP. So 1/12/23. So tomorrow we will find out MVP's big announcement. What do you think?
Or if you're in Europe next December.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, I anticipate Simon. I think where there's smoke, there's fire. And so it's too hard to...
Or is there mirrors?
Smoke and mirrors. Ooh.
Oh, eh?
Yeah. The old switcheroo. But I think the rumors are too strong for it not to be true.
With the amount of affirmations that are going around on the internet, I would assume that is the same thing that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I would have to speculate if I was in a speculating person.
So originally when his video came out, there was speculation that he was going to wait till after the Doombird 4s had sold out, and I think they sold out more quickly, so people thought that today or yesterday would have been like, everybody's like, oh, it's done. So, and then there was also talk of them holding the that they might wait till Thursday, like they would sell it by Thursday or something, so something after that. But
right.
Yeah.
Well, and just so everybody knows, I have Tilts and Sky Gods. Just hit me up. I have no more MD1s, the Mindbenders.
Yeah.
Like this week, they went nuts off the site. Like all of a sudden, they were just gone.
Wow.
I think I had like 20 something left of them.
Really?
Every one of them were gone.
Dang.
So, yeah, it was, and it went quick. It was like by like Wednesday, they were gone. So, yeah, last week.
Oh, okay.
Like as soon as he announced he was leaving, they just left. So it was like 3 days after that, they were just gone. So, when did he announce he was leaving?
Monday?
Okay. Well, then maybe if it was just this Monday, yeah, then it's just this week. Because I remember but no, Monday of last week.
No, it was this past week.
So like 3 days ago? Mm-hmm. Or for us, 3 days ago?
Oh, no, you're right. It was last week, and then, or I don't remember the exact date, but it happened very recently because just yesterday, the DB4s went on sale. So it must have been Friday or Saturday. Because Discmania announced the whole team on Friday.
Yes.
And then Saturday, he finally came out with the video.
Yeah, because we recorded Thursday, and so I think he stated Friday morning because we recorded Thursday and we didn't have that information that he was leaving yet.
Right.
Okay. So, yeah.
I forgot we even pushed back recording a day too.
Yeah. And we were going to do that today, but just with the way things work, we weren't able to. So, yeah, I'm excited. So I think MVP, I think the rumors out there are probably going to point in the right direction. Like you said, I can neither confirm nor deny any of that stuff. So how do you feel about the Crush Boys label? I think Eagle has spoken to this yet. I've heard rumors that he's spoken to this yet, but it basically shouldn't exist anymore. Yeah,
he was on... Well, I caught the tail end of it. So he was on Instagram opening up a Black Mystery Box. And so he got through everything. And then obviously the last disc and then Black Mystery Box is the new CD one. And it has the Crush Boys stamp on it. And so he kind of like held it up and then jokingly like held his hand over Simon and like, just showed him and Kyle.
Yeah.
And... there's quite a lot of people. There's like 500 or 600 people watching this video, Instagram Live. And he's like, so I'm just going to, throw this out there. What do you guys think about the Crush Boys? Is it something that we should keep around? Should we kind of talk to Discmania and maybe talk about retiring it,
Yeah.
Which I think it's a good idea to retire it.
Yeah.
It kind of marks the end of an era, like in most sports or anything else. It's like you always have certain eras and things. So,
and I think Eagle can continue to be a crush boy.
Yeah.
But I think using those labels for promotion and stuff like that, I agree. I think it should be retired.
Yeah, I think so too. And he was just kind of throwing out, Kyle and I are on Sky Team. Sky Team just sounds cool as well. Who knows if anybody will ever get moved up to that again?
Yeah.
Like, who knows? But so yeah, I think too, in respect to Kyle, like he was they adopted him as a crush boy, but you never saw him in any of the promotions.
None.
And being that he's still young, I think he's 20 now. We haven't seen his personality kind of come out a whole lot. Like you see him every once in a while on Instagram, but he's only really done promotion for his midnight prowls.
Yep.
But he's like, I don't see him being marketed any more than that. Like nobody really is besides Simon and Eagle, and it's very hard because Simon's been the face and Eagle's kind of taken that over.
And the beauty of Simon and Eagle is they don't try. They are them. That they do what they do and it works. And Simon is the master of that. And Eagle, love him or hate him. I don't think there's a hate him with Eagle. Like you like the way he delivers or you don't. But he's genuine.
He is. I think sometimes he can be a little socially awkward. If you hear him, like there's something not like off, but
kind of.
I don't know if there's like a little bit of, I don't want to say social anxiety, but because he's in front of crowds all the time.
Yeah.
But sometimes I don't know.
Some people just aren't comfortable with attention that way. And sometimes you just run out of stuff to say,
Yeah.
I mean, I get that in some environments where I've talked to people so much that I just run out of stuff to say. And I don't want to continue to repeat myself, things like that. So I get that. I mean, there's a philosophy in restaurants about touching tables and kissing babies, and that is you see that in every restaurant you go into where someone will walk by and be like, how's everything? And they don't even really stop, and I get it. I understand why that burnout can happen because it's socially exhausting to continue to have these conversations with people. And they're always the same conversation, depending on what industry you're in. And so I can understand that. But as far as Eagle, like I don't have any defense because I don't watch him. When he pops up on live, like I know he's going to be sitting there saying something about something, I mean, I just don't, obviously that's kind of how those things work, I guess. But he's never intrigued me. Whereas Simon, like as soon as stuff pops up, like I'm on it right away because he's interesting to me. Eagle just doesn't do that for me. Like I like him. I think he's one of the best players in the world. I think he is the best player in the world. I just think he's been plagued with so many different little issues that he'll shine at one point. But I think he has a lot more competition now with the young guys. So, but I guess to get back to it, Crush Boys, I agree. It can be retired.
Yeah. I think that will help with just closure at Discmania.
Agreed.
Agreed. Just shutting that thing off. You can kind of, just decompartmentalize everything and then move on and focus on not rebranding per se, but refocusing.
Pivoting.
Yeah, pivoting.
Yeah, just making your pivot.
Exactly.
You've relied on Simon to be your cash cow, and now you got to figure something else out. And whether that's moving on to Kyle or to Eagle or to Casey or to Ella or, on and on.
Right.
They got plenty of people to pull from now. Why not? Like just figure it out. You got to figure out how to coach them through it.
Yeah.
So, all right. Anything else to say about Crush Boys?
Nope, that's it.
All right. We'll talk about one Crush Boy, though. Simon, how did you feel about his videos and kind of everything coming down to him leaving Discmania and the authenticity, all that stuff? How did you feel about that?
I still felt like he was the last couple of videos that he shot, like his vlogs with I forgot the two young gentlemen's names, where he went out and played with them.
No clue. Those are the ones that he pointed at and said, "You'll be the Crush Boys."
Right. Yeah.
This will be you.
That, and then he obviously did promotions for the mystery boxes, and he had his last round. You know, he played with Casey at Maple Hill, and they were just out there having fun. And he talked about genuinely like feeling sad about not being able to throw like his PD, that you know, that iconic yellow and red PD, or the Mindbender P2s, P1s, you know, just discs
like
that
when the P1 Ace went skipping across the ice, and he like the genuine like like you could tell he was just like heartbroken that was gone.
Right. He's like, it's like halfway out on the lake, and he's like,
He like stood there and just stared at it for a little. He's like, I'm never gonna get that back.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And then Casey's like, you're not going to throw it anymore anyway.
Yeah.
Way to be sensitive, Casey.
Definitely a sensitive, emotional time for him.
For sure.
And he talked about Discmania just always being family. Even Eagle was on Nick and Matt, and Eagle's, you know, he obviously talked about how Simon called him
once or twice a week, it said.
At least. And then Simon still talks to UC. Yeah. You know, it's like a father. And Avery, you know. Avery was the first person to pick him up from the airport, you know, when he came to the United States. And there's just a lot of memories and a lot of things. I mean, 10 years at one company, that's a long...
It's a long time.
Long time.
It's a long time.
You know?
And especially companies like disc golf, and to start when disc golf was nothing. You know, not nothing, but it definitely is nowhere close to what it is today.
Right.
You know, it's probably tripled or quadrupled in size as far as popularity goes. So yeah, I get that, man. I thought it was one of the most genuine, upstanding, and respectful ways to leave a company.
Oh, it was like actually his announcement video.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And and the way he just carried himself through the entire thing. You could tell it was genuine when he was talking, and watching the Casey White video when he was with Casey White at Maple Hill playing his last round, you could see the emotions in him. Like, he didn't know what to do, what to say after he made that last putt. Like, it was genuine. But to continue to don the apparel knowing he's gone, to continue to run the mystery boxes, to continue to run advertisements and do things like that. I mean, like, what an upstanding dude.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
I would, from everything that you see or hear of him, like, that's just him. Like, I wouldn't expect anything less. Right.
And it bolsters my respect for what he does. You know, and it kind of makes me want to root for him that much more, you know?
Yeah.
And I've always been top of the line for Simon. Like, I thought that guy is awesome. He's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
well, even when he made the video, you know, he's like, you know, I never expected to make this, but here we are, you know, and hearing, you know, he addressed the rumors of, you know, hearing everything and what it led up to. And even, you know, he went out as far as to say there's nothing wrong at Discmania. It was just my time. You know, family comes first. You know, he just had to think about the next chapter of his life and what that is.
And he did say that, and I know we're rehashing stuff, but he did say that they came back to him multiple times, but he had to go, like, it sounded like it was almost equal with what they were getting, or they got really darn close to his new offer.
Yeah.
And it sounded like he just figured if he didn't do it now, he would be with Discmania forever. And he just wasn't sure he was happy with that. He didn't want to do the what if. So, and he's leaving a door open, whereas most of these folks that make these changes, I don't think they're leaving doors open where they leave early or...
Right. It's not like Paul's going back to Innova.
Exactly.
You know, that kind of thing. I could see Simon, when disc golf is all said and done, if... Obviously, I don't know what we'll find out about the contract, but maybe that does leave a door open for him down the road to come back to Discmania in some kind of capacity, you know, beyond playing. You know, who knows?
And he's the first person, like, you never hear, when people leave, you never hear, oh, it was this, it was that, like, blah. They never tell you actually what happened.
Right.
Why they're leaving. You always get they're like family. Like even when Paige Pierce left DD, there was obvious issues at DD with Paige Pierce. Mm-hmm. But she's like, oh, they're like family. We'll always be friends, blah, blah, blah. You know, she did that thing. And Paul just didn't say anything about Innova.
Yeah.
Paige Shue is probably the most negative that I've heard, where like she didn't feel like they were giving her an opportunity to be her best.
Yeah, that's that's surprising. And then you hear this stuff about discs.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of.
But it's not a mystery. I mean, it's a given for DD because they don't produce or manufacture their own discs. Now I know within there's a 5 or 10 year plan where they plan on having the facilities to do that in the U.S., like in where they're currently stationed.
Oh yeah, I mean they're. Okay, that was odd.
Yeah, all of a sudden my speaker went up to 100%.
No, their warehouse is certainly big enough to have that happen. So.
Yeah, and I think and the power's there too. So that's good. That's good. Shopify. So I think that is going to be fantastic. I think his announcements were genuine 100%, and I'm glad. I believe him 100% when he says why he's leaving. So
yeah, I have no reason not to believe.
Nope.
What he said.
All right, so this is going to be a little hard to read this because for some reason my speaker is up. So AB is leaving. How? You go through it and I'll go adjust the screen real quick.
Sure. We're just going to go over some of the newer player announcements just recently. Yesterday, Discraft came out with their new Elite Team video, and we saw some new faces there. Notably, Anthony Barela. We saw Val Mandujano, and we saw Holyn Handley, all announced on the Discraft Elite Team. And then we saw some familiar Discraft faces, Brody Smith, Aaron Gossage, and Corey Ellis all got moved up to the Discraft Elite Team.
And so Brody did get moved up too.
He did, okay. Yeah. And he signed a 2-year extension, and then later in the afternoon is when they released the video, and then he was in the video, or you could see him in the video for the Elite Team. And man, they have a big team. It's 12 players on the Elite Team, which I feel is large. I think.
And is that their highest tier team?
Yeah, that's the highest tier team. I know Prodigy, I think, has 10 on their core team, which is their highest team. But I mean, I'm not surprised to see Anthony Barela there at all.
Yeah.
Given his ties to Yuli and Paul, and he was even featured on the cover of, or he was featured in some marketing for Ledgestone, and Ledgestone usually just uses Discraft players, so
they're exclusively Discraft dealers. So
So we saw him there. So it was only a matter of time before he was announced. Holyn Handley was kind of a surprise to me. I thought maybe she could go to Discmania because she's pretty good friends with Ella, and like she bombs discs. Yeah. So I thought maybe like she and Ella could form something there. And then I kind of had an inkling that maybe Val Mandujano would go to Discraft just to be with her sister, and especially since after Mint Discs didn't kind of make something up after Mason was announced. Yep. But I'm also thinking that she's more, I don't know if like more high profile than.
Yeah, she is. Yeah,
but
she is.
I just don't think they had the money to make both signings.
Yeah, probably not. You know, Valerie, I think, I'll let you say it, but I think Valerie going to DD, or from DD to Discraft, you know, it seems like it's just a punch in the gut for DD. Because it looks like a lot of their high-profile players continue to leave to Discraft. So I wonder if there's a little, like, do anything I can to get the players away from DD.
I don't know.
Or maybe, you know, like I said, I unfortunately, I think DD, like, blew their wad of cash.
Yeah.
I mean, 100% is all it is, and they just couldn't afford keeping these ladies. And they should have done everything they could have, too.
Yeah.
So hopefully Kona pans out for them. But Tell us about Valerie Mandujano.
Oh, man.
What happened?
So her sister Alexis has been with Discraft for, I think, this is her second year. She's been with them the past 2 years.
Third, yeah.
Yeah. And so she was on the elite team, and unfortunately they had to make some room. We saw a number of players move, and I didn't see her announcement. I don't follow her on Instagram, but she got kicked down to the touring team to make room for her sister, Val. And they're pretty competitive as it is. Mm-hmm. They've talked about, putting during practice round, putting stuff on the line. So kind of a gut punch to find out your sister's replacing you on the elite team.
And I don't think that's I don't think that's exactly how it went. I don't think it was
probably
one
not.
for one. Like we're dropping your sister down to put you on it. I think they just
we're moving you from Holyn. No.
Yeah, exactly. Is Holyn Handley on elite?
She is on the elite team.
Oh man,
she has a 1 year contract,
deservedly so.
Yeah, and she said that she has a 1 year contract because she's kind of taking a bet on herself that she's going to improve over the season and
she'll get renewed.
And she'll get renewed, yeah.
But even if she doesn't, she'll be able to go anywhere she wants. I mean, in reality, I think even probably going to, because she was out of contract with Didi, so she didn't sully any, she didn't burn any bridges there.
No.
Well, maybe she did, but
I don't know, because even when we talked to her when she was on the podcast, we kind of asked her what her contract situation is, and she's like, I've been talking around here and there.
And she's very straightforward. I wouldn't imagine that she would be any different with her sponsors.
No, I don't think so either.
So do we get to Austin Hannum? Want to talk about that?
Yeah,
hold on, let me set the stage. This is the biggest disc golf announcement and surprise. I mean, I would have never put this on my radar that this was going to happen.
Never. No.
Ever.
No.
Not a chance.
Actually, I didn't know he was out of contract. Anyway, he's moving to DGA.
No, really?
No.
Yes. I can't believe that.
DGA.
Why would he go to DGA? Is there someone there that he knows?
Tyler.
Oh, Tyler. Oh, Brickley. Okay, that's what I thought it was. Does he know Kat too?
He might.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
That's a weird relationship.
It is, yeah. I
don't know.
They're not together, are they?
What?
Hannum and Katrina?
They are. Yeah.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Huh.
Bubba. As Katrina affectionately calls him.
So so I even joked, I think it might have been on podcast, it might have been just BSing between buddies, but I was just like, the least surprising move of the entire disc golf season is going to be Austin Hannum going to DGA.
I think I don't know if he brought that up, but we definitely talked about it in a group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess there's no chance that he doesn't, I mean,
right.
I think it is what it is, I mean, good for them. I mean, that's a fairly common move within disc golf is that couples kind of stay together and go. So it's nothing there. I just thought it would be funny because they let out a video and they did a big kind of deal for him.
I think so.
They did.
Okay.
That's why I was just I was blown away by it. I'm like, really? I mean, he's not a bad player.
No.
I mean, he's a good player.
I think he popped up on at least elite card this past season. I don't remember what tournament it was, but I remember seeing him on it.
And it was either 19 or 20 that he hit lead card on quite a few events. And so, I mean, he's a good player, but
he is.
I don't know. I just figured I had to make fun of it. So,
yeah. And then we saw a couple of people sign with Infinite. Maria Oliva, along with her Thought Space contract, signed with Infinite, and she had a signature Anubis with them, so she'll be able to continue with that. James Proctor, who also had signed with ThoughtSpace, he doubled down and signed with Infinite as well, given that they don't have a full lineup, so they're just filling out their bags. And then, I don't know if we mentioned it, Gavin Babcock signed to Discmania. That might have happened.
It happened after.
Yeah. Okay.
Because we assumed he was going to Mint. No, what was the one?
We thought he was going to go to
Lone Star.
Lone Star.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, oh, this person, he said he saw a silhouette or something like that.
And it had to be Gavin. Yeah.
Yeah. And so he ended up, going to Discmania, which is, I think, a good landing spot for him.
Yep. So the last one, the last two big ones are Simon and Paige Shoe. So Paige, announced her bag sponsor. Yep. So here's my humble opinion with Paige Shoe. It's not MVP. I think it's Millennium.
You really think so?
I do. I think I think that's Millennium's big. Unless they're trolling, I think that's Millennium's big announcement.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, that is the largest player. I just knocked the headphones off.
You did.
I think that would be the largest player they've ever independently sponsored.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they have a full lineup.
Okay. I would think so. And I would also think that she'd be able to throw Innova.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, part of me still thinks that, I don't know, maybe she's infinite. She can just throw whatever. I don't know. It's really interesting. I feel like Discraft could still be in play because she was talking about going out on tour with Grady and the family, and they offered Dickerson an RV.
Yeah,
so
but
I think
that's such a soft argument. Like,
I don't know
what player doesn't get an RV or a van or something like that.
But it's not supplied to, like, they have to go out and buy it. Like, it's not just given to them. Like,
the DD ones were all there were a few DD ones that were supplied. Innova, like Paul's Discraft RV, that's supplied by Discraft. Well, but that goes against the for your argument.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they gave Dickerson that to use. Like, they had 2 or 3 of them that were just sitting around, and they gave him one to use. Like, he didn't have to go. He was in a whatever. Like, they're hauling a fifth wheel and had a pickup truck before that.
But Paige already has the RV, and she hasn't penned anything yet.
I don't know.
So
I just think it's weird that she would say that they're helping her with travel. Like, she has difficulty with travel. Mm-hmm. Like, if you have an RV, that shouldn't be that difficult.
Well, yeah, but I'm sure monies and all that stuff. Because remember, she was not on. I mean, she was on the world champion team.
Yeah,
but that's just because they won world. That's not their highest team. I mean, it kind of is, but like, I don't know if they get special kickbacks because they're on the world champion team. Because why would you leave if you're on the highest level of the DD team?
Because she was probably asked to take less money because she hasn't played in over a year.
True. Because they were trying to make money for Holyn Handley and Mandujano.
Potentially. Yeah. I mean, they're like, hey, we spent a lot of money on a couple players. We need people to take cutbacks.
Yeah.
And then they signed Macy Valadiaz, who they should probably – I don't know.
Yeah. I think Paige Shue is going to Millennium.
That'd be crazy. I mean, I'm surprised Millennium would wait that long. Paige is playing a tournament this weekend in Georgia.
This is being announced Saturday.
Today is Saturday. Is it Saturday?
Yeah, so 12, 13, 14, and then Saturday's 15th.
Today's the 11th. Saturday's the 14th. Sunday's the 15th.
Oh, you're right.
So, I mean, people are going to see her throwing. So I feel like that she would want to make an announcement before then.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe it's a Sunday tournament. Or maybe she's going to win and then they're going to announce.
Maybe
that's what they're planning.
I don't know. I just feel like it just seems a little odd that
I think she's going to announce really soon.
I hope
she
so.
Has to.
Yeah.
So you don't think it's Millennium?
My gut's telling me no. Like, okay. That didn't even appear. I didn't even think of them on my radar until.
What's their big announcement on the 15th then?
Maybe they're releasing a disc.
That'd be so boring.
They would be, but I don't know. Boring. I just don't think of Millennium and anybody like.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, that's.
All right. No, I'm with it, man.
I mean, I could see somebody going there, but I don't know. Like, I guess I don't know enough about them. Okay. What I'm saying is, like, yes. Like, I just know a lot of Innova people on the side throwing their stuff just so they get some kind of...
Some exposure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm okay with the resignation of that, but I still have a feeling that's going to happen. Because I still, like, what in the world would they need 115 for? Like, why would they post it up just shortly after MVP did the same thing? Unless they are trolling, which in that case... 100 rated.
Like,
1,000 rated.
Right. It just seems really weird that MVP would do that, and then a couple hours later, all of a sudden, Millennium's like, dun, dun, dun. I don't know.
And then Door Disc Golf is going to announce theirs, too.
Okay.
So we'll figure that out. I don't know what I'm going to announce, but probably nothing. All right. Random question. Here we go. What is your favorite Girl Scout cookie?
If you're not choosing Thin Mints, you're dead wrong.
There is only one answer, and that's not the right one.
No. What? There's no better Girl Scout cookie than Thin Mints.
Mints are gross. Why would you want to eat what you brush your teeth
No way. It's chocolate mint, and it is delicious.
with? It's mint.
Yeah.
Why would you want to eat what you brush your teeth
Do you
with?
ever put them in the freezer?
I don't eat them.
Oh, you should.
They're so gross.
No, they're not.
It's disgusting.
Do you not like chocolate?
I don't like mint. I think you're missing the mint part.
I love mint.
unless
I don't care.
it's gum or a breath freshener. That's it. Why did I say breath freshener?
I don't know.
It's like I'm hanging a tree up.
Yeah. New car smell.
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
little car mint.
Unless it's a breath mint, I don't want, or gum. I don't want mint. It's gross. Like, ew.
You don't like mint chip ice cream?
Negative.
No.
Negative Ghost
Oh
Rider.
my gosh. What about anything peppermint?
Candy wise, like York peppermint patties,
Yeah.
gag a maggot.
Oh man. I feel so sad for you.
They're so gross. So we have mint, like it dominates our front lawn here.
Yeah.
Every time I mow the lawn, it's just mint, and I I want to scratch my eyes out.
Your lawn must smell amazing.
It does actually smell really good when I'm. So I like the scent of mint,
Yeah.
not the taste. The only right answer is caramel delights or Samoas. Same cookie, depending on what.
Samoas suck
Stop.
so bad.
Stop.
Coconut is the worst thing you can have on a.
You would only eat chicken tenders if you were allowed, wouldn't you?
No.
Yeah.
No. I would get mighty sick of chicken tenders.
But if we added pizza in there, you'd be good too.
Maybe.
What I'm saying is your palate is garbage. If you don't like caramel delights, come on.
They're not up there for me.
What about tagalongs?
Tagalongs.
Peanut butter chocolate chip. Or peanut butter chocolate.
Those are decent, but they're not number one for me.
What about Dozy Does?
I haven't eaten a lot of Girl Scout cookies in the last. Hold on. Let me just check this out.
What about lemon shortbread?
No.
What about lemonade shortbread?
No.
What about sugar cookies?
Yes.
What about their...
The trefoil ones are decent.
What about their toffee tumbles or whatever they're called?
Come on. Why can't I just look up the cookies?
Come on. See, I'm all mental right here.
Yeah, I hear that.
Just so you know, I have no device in my hand recalling these names.
It's because I only need to know one.
No,
And that's
you need to broaden your horizons, young man.
I will. This is going out on a poll on our Instagram,
And you're gonna lose.
I'm gonna ask what the best Girl Scout cookie is, and we'll get
Caramel Delight or Thin Mints is what you're going to put out there. And when you have to change it because Thin Mints get like 0 votes.
They are not getting 0 votes.
Well, yeah, you'll vote for it. But outside of 1 vote, ew.
I think you're
Ew.
wrong.
Well, I know you're wrong.
So Ben today told us that there's a new cookie.
Raspberry Rally.
Raspberry Rally.
Oh, yeah. So it's a chocolate cookie that has raspberry inside of it.
Gag me with a spoon.
Sounds fantastic.
I don't think so.
But I know it's always like one of those things. It's just sugar, so it really sounds good to me.
Yeah.
And it's not mint. So
How's that going to go with the carnivore diet?
it won't go with it. That's why I kind of hate talking about this because I can't have a caramel delight. So, and what sucks about Girl Scout cookies is that you used to get a lot of them, and now you don't get very many of them.
No.
So I eat an entire box, and I feel like a dirt bag, even though it's only like 4 cookies.
This is the other reason I buy Thin Mints is you get a ton of them in a sleeve.
There are a lot.
There are a ton of Thin Mints and trefoils in their sleeves compared to the other cookies. Now they're up to like $7 a box. I'm all for helping out the Girl Scouts of America, but they used to be like $4.
Hey,
now
inflation, man. Go buy a carton of eggs for cheaper than that.
I know.
And I would rather have the cookies than the eggs.
Exactly.
All right. Well, so what's the status on your OnlyFans, homie?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
You need to.
I know.
We all want to see those gorgeous feet.
What about the twerking disc pic?
Hey, you got to set it up. I'm just adding. I'm a collaborator. I'm not the main guy.
Not the main guy.
No.
Oh man.
Anything else? Oh, shop updates.
Shop update.
Yeah. We have discs. That's
it.
That's the update. Yeah, we have discs. We have a lot of them. No, jump online. Like I said, I've teased. We got some, like I said, Sky Gods and tilts in shop, ready to be shipped. Matter of fact, actually, one of the discs that sold while we were on here was a Sky God.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So people are nabbing up all the Simon Lizotte stuff. And then we are adding, we added, I don't even know how many we added today, like instincts, like 60-something instincts.
Really?
Yeah.
Instincts? Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot. Essences.
Oh, essences.
So we got a lot of stuff coming out. We have 142 logics, if anybody needs a logic. But here is the sale of the week. So this is Friday. If you join our subscriber list, you'll find out about this Monday. But what we are doing is if you buy $50 or more from the online store, I am going to grab a disc off the shelf, flip it over, and put Harvey the Owl on the back, which is our logo. So if you notice our podcast logo, it has the owl with the microphone. It's Harvey. So it's the owl. We'll bottom stamp that thing on there, and then I'll send it out to you. And it'll be a random mystery one. You can't, I'll pick it. And it'll be a decent disc. I'm not going to throw Prodigy in there. I had to. I didn't pick on him today. It'll be a decent disc. And if you put in your order comments what manufacturer you want it from, hopefully I can accommodate. If not, you'll get a mystery disc.
At least you put it at the end, so people have to listen through to get
the Prodigy hate.
Yeah.
I agree. And the sale, you got to listen through. And I'll put them. So I'm going to run these through the month of January. So basically for the next 3 podcasts, I will have 2 podcasts up. 3 podcasts. Anyways,
tick, tick.
Yeah,
okay.
We will, for the next 2 to 3 podcasts, I'll have a sale that we'll announce. And then from there...
are these running till you leave for Vegas? Is that basically what's happening?
They run week to week. So last week was the 20% off. This week is the free disc. Next week, I haven't figured it out yet. Plus, I'm not going to tell you unless you go to email subscriber list. So, but with that being said, hairy feet pics on the way. All right.
Maybe I'll shave them.
No, all natural.
Okay.
And come see me in Vegas.
And everybody enjoyed the Simon announcement tomorrow. Well, by the time this comes out, it'll be out, but enjoy it.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed it.
And I will officially reveal whether I was right or wrong. And I told you already, well before all this stuff happened, so you know who it is or what it is. So if I was wrong and my sources were invalid, you can validate or not validate that, because people are calling me out saying I don't know anything.
Okay.
I got people on Instagram trying to get it from me too. And I was like, I'm not saying it.
I can't tell you how many people have come at the podcast asking what the deal is or who your source is. And I was like, I don't know the source. I can't. We will not give him up either, because maybe in the future, he, she, whoever they may be, like Deep Throat style. You haven't heard that from like All the President's Men? Like,
Watergate,
okay. Yeah. Scandal, like Deep Throat. Yeah. Where's your mind going?
I don't know. When you said that, I was like, what in the world are you talking about, homie?
Okay. No, but, we may need to use this person again.
Right. Well, and no. And I am a man of my word. And if I'm only worth my word. So if I say something, it'll happen. And I promised I would not tell a soul. I guess I did go off of that because I did tell you ultimately.
No. You didn't tell us. We guessed.
Guess a riddle. And I did show this person that text just to say that this is what I did, but don't put it in my mouth anymore. And he said, "You're the man." Or that person said, "You're the man." That was definite poop face.
It's close.
Yeah. So we keep rambling. Should we be done?
I guess so.
All right. Peace out. Send us pics of your feet, and we'll put them on Patreon.
Pay for other people's feet.
Exactly. Yeah. We're not going to pay you, but other people pay us for yours. So
wouldn't that be a kick? I could just put random people's feet and say they're mine.
I love it. I love it. Man, like, man, why do you have a toe ring today and not yesterday?
Shane's wife.
No, toe rings. No, that's my mom. You laugh. She's been wearing a toe ring.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah. So if you want a picture of my mom's feet with a toe ring, I am not going to do that, by the way. I do have lines that I draw. Let's pass that one. Yeah, this one would be well past that. So. All right. Peace out. Keep us subpar. Bye.